Again? It's going up. Going up. And done. Go.
Call the meeting to order, 11 o'clock. Becky, you do the roll call.
Sure.
Tom Wilson,
Here.
Dave Bally,
Here.
Bill Palin, Marvin Williams,
Present.
Rick Humphrey, Jack Scrockstad.
Here.
Rick did tell me he was going to join by Zoom.
And I think I just let him in, so you want to.
Okay. Anybody here that needs to talk? Do you have anything? Anybody have anything? No? Okay, anybody on Zoom? Besides Rick?
No, except Rick.
Except for who?
I think it's Rick, and all I got is iPhone. So Rick, can you confirm that's you?
It is.
Approval of minutes from the previous meeting. Is there any corrections to the September 13th meeting? If no, they'll stand as presented. We'll go to department reports. Terry, would you like to walk through the committee through the report for animal control? Are you on board?
I don't have Terry yet. I don't see her in the room, so we'll.
So let's go to lots. Greg, would you like to walk the committee through the report for the safety and security plan? Item you have on the agenda for action.
I will gladly walk through the report. I think at the top, obviously, are the most recent developments. The Mass Transit District resolution, which is going to both county boards, Lee and Ogle counties this month, with some slightly altered language. Besides that, video surveillance cameras, I don't think I reported out to the committee that in fact we had 14 buses and 2 minivans that now have a series of cameras installed on them, which I think will necessitate some obviously improvements safety-wise for our passengers as well as our drivers and operational staff. What is coming before this committee as an attachment and item later on is the safety and security plan. And we've been working with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security as well as local law enforcement, fire and emergency personnel in completing those revisions. It's been rather a good walkthrough in terms of just making improvements to the safety and security plan overall for lots. So I would welcome questions later on. Also, most recently, we had Brad Fritz, the state representative-elect. He visited with us a few weeks back and was getting a lowdown in terms of capital construction, mass transit district, and future plans. We will also have a visit from IDOT administration out of Chicago and their capital staff, likely in the spring. They had hoped to get out here in October, but had to postpone those visit plans until spring. We're looking, actually, I think we've already done so. We've completed the paperwork to order 2 electric vehicles. And because the state of Illinois does not have that as part of their current contract, selected vehicles, we have to go through the Michigan Department of Transportation with IDOT's blessing. And I believe Bob just got some type of email that is hopefully giving me my last contract for FY 2023, which would be our 5311 and 5311F contracts. And those are rather sizable. So beyond that, that is my report, other than to say that rides are continuing to tick upwards, which I'm glad to see.
Thanks, Greg. Does anybody have any questions for Greg? If not, is there a motion to send the lots revised safety and security plan to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda? Marvin, seconded by Dave. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Let's go back. Thanks, guys. Let's go back to animal control. Terry, would you like to give the committee a walk through the animal control?
Morning. Sorry, I was kind of late here. It's been crazy. So the only thing I have is I sent in the reports for April through June and July through the end of September for what we've, like for citations, what we've issued, impound reasons why they came in, the exit reasons, and then the incidents that we've done. So I didn't know if those are kind of the ones that I sent I think at like the beginning of the year, to try to show what's been coming in, what we kind of do here more than just vaccines and registration. I didn't know if anybody had any questions on these. I think the graphs are easier to read than like because there are like printouts I could do too. But some of them are kind of lengthy. So I didn't know if the graphs are all right with you guys, if that makes it easier, or if you did want something more in detail, or if you have any questions.
Terry, it's Wendy. I like the graphs. It looks
I
really
do.
nice on our new TV screens up here too, by the way.
Nice.
I just like pictures.
Me too.
The only thing I see is a pie graph. You never know relationship from month to month. No relationship within that month of stuff, but you know, like next month you got 10 times as many animals on the whole thing. You can't tell on a pie graph unless you make the pie bigger. But I don't know if any other graph is that important. Just
Okay, does anybody have anything for Terry? Any questions? Thanks, Terry. Let's move on to the maintenance department. Greg, do you have a report you'd like to share with the committee for maintenance?
Yeah, we did receive the drawings for the demolition at the LEC, the old LEC. We will be putting that out for bids in the near future. Facility improvements, I'd like to thank IT department and the elections department for a group effort in getting the generator hooked up and running yesterday. It worked out very smoothly with everybody cooperating and doing their part of making sure everything, all the computers come back up in working order. Everything we were trained on, me and Ryan was trained on operation of the generator, and everything went real smooth and everything's set up and ready to go. So if we drop power right now, we should be good. The computers did not drop out when we simulated a power outage, so that was helpful. So if we have a power outage in the middle of the night, we're hoping the generator will kick in like it's supposed to and then bring us back up, and Paul won't have a whole bunch of headaches and everybody else, you know, with everything being down. The new conference room in the chairman's office is complete. We have to do some cleaning up that should be completed today. Then they're going to be cleaning up. Chairman's office has been completed also, and they're working on a little closet in the conference room to get that fastened up and painted. They did run a new sewer line from 3rd floor all the way down to 1st floor and run it exposed. We're making sure that we don't have any problems there before we close that in. So we're leaving a little lead time just to make sure that we've got the problem solved. Other than that, that's all I have, Tom.
Thank you, Greg. There's one thing we want to talk about too is properties. We had a situation with bats here a couple months ago, and one of our employees had to have rabies shots. So in this older building, we had the tuck pointing done, the windows. The tuck pointing was done 2 years ago. Is that right? Or last fall? All the window caulking was done. Everything's been sealed up. But up on the roof, we have quite a few old roof penetrations and a lot of parapet stuff. We're going to have to look into sealing that up to try to keep the bats out of the courthouse. That's one of the things that Chairman Olson wanted me to mention is, you know, we've got to try to improve these buildings to where we have the safety of our employees in mind. The old LEC, we're going through that. We're going to have to go to the finance committee once we got the prints. We'll get some engineered estimates on that. Then we have to go to the finance committee, and we have to go through the proper channels with the county before we can actually put it out for bid. We are looking to put it out for bid soon. The old boiler project, the second boiler project in the new courts building is going to go out hopefully by the end of November. And then the air conditioning system for the new courts building will go out hopefully by the first of the year. That's if everything goes right. So the old courthouse elevator repair approval, the board action request form, along with the quote from Kone and HC Anderson Roofing are in the onboard. Is there any discussion on that? On the elevator repair for this building? Go ahead, Marv.
Is it going to be replaced?
Which button again?
Just push that button.
Thank you.
There you go.
Is it going to be replaced or?
We're going to fix the current elevator that's there. We didn't feel that it was necessary to go through the entire process of putting a new cab and everything because of the historic value of the building. We're replacing, Greg, am I correct in saying we're replacing parts that we needed to be replaced?
That's correct. All the outdated parts, it's 69 years old. So there's a lot of parts there that we cannot get. Last time it went down, we were very fortunate they were found some on a shelf on an elevator they were tearing out. So we were lucky enough to get that part to keep it in operation. But it'll be all the old parts, the drive mechanisms and the control systems will all be changed.
Yeah.
The roof where this is housed will have to be tore off and put back on new after they lift it's a great big huge piece that has to be lifted out of there and by crane and set on the ground and then a new piece of equipment set back in.
Yeah, so Marvin, the whole thing is, it'll basically be a newer elevator with the old cab, but everything inside will be replaced or be updated.
I know we did quite a bit of work on it a few years back, and it was about time everybody was thinking that it's about time to replace it
Yeah,
for the safety of everybody that use it, especially the seniors that have to come
For sure.
upstairs to pay. So are you just pushing it down the road then?
no, the fix that we're putting in it is the best fix to put in. We're just not replacing the cab. But everything else will be replaced to where it should be functional for years to come, and it's safe, and it will be safe.
When you define years to come, what are you saying? 5 years, 10 years, or what?
It'll be a long time. I mean, 10, what years do you want me to give you? 10 years, 15 years?
Well, I probably won't be here in 10 years. So.
Couple months.
The deal is, they have to be inspected every year anyway, Marv.
Yeah, I understand that.
So they get inspected every year. We've kicked the can down the road a little bit on some of the replacement stuff, but now that we're doing what we're doing, we should have an updated old elevator. Am I wrong in saying that, Greg?
You're correct.
Yeah, it's just the cab, but to leave it the way it is really the way to go. I mean, instead of putting a brand new shiny cab in there, this cab's fine. We just want to replace all the guts of it.
How old is that cab anyway? Is it the original?
Oh, well, original wouldn't be with the building, but original to probably the 50s, I would guess, probably.
They just took a chunk of the stems out.
Yeah, I would say the 50s, Marvin, 40s or 50s, they put that in.
Yeah.
They didn't have elevators back when they built this, so they.
No, that was 1901. Apparently
Well,
not.
Nope, they didn't have it.
Nope. So, but anyway, the HC Anderson Roofing Company is going to come down and do the roof stuff that we need to have done. And Greg's got the quote in there. Is there any other discussion on this? Okay, is there a motion to move the request for the old courthouse elevator repair project to the Finance Committee for approval and inclusion on the full county board agenda? Marvin set and Jack seconds it. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. So, approval to go out for bid for service agreements at the LEC, New Courts Building and Old Courts Building. Is there any discussion on that?
I'll just add, Tom, real quick, that this was budgeted as of December 1. It's in the budget to be able to go out for these mechanical HVAC service contracts. This is just us getting a head start on it and getting the bidding process out of the way prior to the December 1 budget year.
Because we currently don't have any preventative maintenance in any of our facilities. The new jail is already having issues with air handlers and stuff, and it's however many years old, because we've never had preventative maintenance schedules. We never had the money for it. I get it. But this is something that we need to have in our budget yearly to protect the investments that we're putting in these buildings, because especially with the air conditioning system we're gonna be putting in, these boilers, we need to have them professionally maintained. So, yeah, Dave.
So moved.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so, Dave, you're approving it for going around? Do I have a
Yes.
second on that?
Yes. Don't we have to, so we're basically sending it to administration, aren't we?
Yes, it's gonna go, where's it going, Becky?
At this point, your procurement policy that you adopted last month just says the parent committee, in this case, you are the parent committee over maintenance, has to authorize for Greg to go ahead and start the process to go out to bid. So this is the only place it needs to go, quite honestly.
Okay, so do I have,
Very good.
I got a
Yeah.
first from Dave, and I have a second from Jack. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All opposed?
So the actual bid, once we go out to bid, they'll come back to this table as well. Right now, all you're doing is saying, yep, go ahead and go out for bid. That's the only thing you're authorizing.
Okay,
A question, Rick. So when it comes back from bid, then does finance have to do it, or is it already in Greg's maintenance budget, or?
It's in the budget, so it will not have to go back through finance. Now, I will warn you that the budget for fiscal year 2023, starting December 1, hasn't been approved by you all, the board, yet. But by the time we get there, assuming that the budget that is being presented will be approved, it will be in the budget, and it really won't need to go any further. Greg will just report back to you as to what the bids were.
Very good.
okay, so then zoning D, you got, where's D? Okay, so we're gonna skip zoning. Well, if Dee's not here, do you wanna, okay, so the report is in the onboard, if you guys wanna look at it on the onboard. And if she comes back in, we can have her give us a little report if we need to. There's action items, going to the zoning board of appeals. Petition 22-P-1602, Lee County zoning map amendments. You can see the attached parcel numbers. Can I get a motion to send petition 22-P-1602 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda?
So moved.
First by Dave, seconded by Jack. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, coming from the zoning board of appeals, petition 22-P-1597, special use of community solar project, Franklin Grove Township. Is there a motion to move petition 22-P-1597 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda?
So
Dave?
moved. Second.
Dave, Jack seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. So petition 22-P-1598, special use of a community solar project, South Dixon Township. Is there a motion to move petition 22-P-1598 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda? Marvin is the first, Dave's the second.
Second, okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Petition 22-P-1599, special use for a community solar project, South Dixon Township. Is there a motion to move petition 22-P-1599 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda? Marvin's first, Jack is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Planning Commission. Coming from the Planning Commission, petition 22-PC-68, text amendment for wind energy systems. Is there a motion to move petition 22-PC-68 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda?
So moved.
Dave first, and do I have a second? Jack seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Petition 22-PC-69, text amendment for solar energy systems. Is there a motion to move petition 22-P-1569 to the executive committee for inclusion on the full county board agenda?
So moved.
Dave first,
Second.
Jack is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Coming to the Planning Commission, none. And then Jack, would you like to share with the committee any procedures, restructuring, or enforcement updates from the zoning office?
We've been doing a lot of talking about some different items, and there's nothing really to report publicly, I guess you would say.
Okay,
So,
very good.
It's been doing a good, it looks like a good job, and it's been needed so a long time, so
Right.
really
Yeah.
thank them for working on that.
Good.
So
Thank
I
you,
thought
Chad.
maybe you'd share a little bit about the software program that we're looking to, kind of change the
oh my
look and
gosh,
feel.
I guess that is something that we.
That's kind of a big
Yeah,
something,
that
so.
is kind of a big thing there. I got to sit in on a demo that was presented here a couple weeks ago. Thank you, Wendy, for reminding me. I got to sit on this demo software, and it's a module system that it's like a build out from a current system that we have in the
Tax administration.
there you go. And just the different things that are going to be able to do for the zoning department is going to make it so much easier. And let me just give you an example. If somebody wants to put an application in for a particular permit, they could send it in through this portal off of the website, and Dee would actually get that sitting in her office, bring it up. They could even collect the fees and then even approve it right there. I mean, it's just a quick little thing. There's saving so much time and energy. I mean, that's just one of the things that you can do. And there's so much maps that are involved that move into that they work together. So it's really a neat thing, and they have budgeted for it, and they haven't given us a quote yet, have they? Somewhat?
They've given us a preliminary quote. We're seeking a potential contract for us to review and consider at this point in time.
Right, and I believe that the zoning department had it budgeted in their budget for this particular item. One of the drawbacks that I saw is that they're updating they're going to, I'm just going to call it a 2.0. They're at a 1.0 right now. They're going to be upgrading it to a 2.0, and they're working with McHenry County to develop that 2.0 version. And it's something that working with McHenry County, and there might be an opportunity where maybe some of our employees could go to McHenry County while they're working through this to maybe at the same time get a little bit of training and idea what they can all do with this. So this particular module to help them do their job much easier, faster, and more efficient. So I'm excited about it.
With that being said, I mean, we're going to be able to put in and permit for things that we've permitted for in the past that we're not currently permitting for. That'll be structured into that.
We could probably do that, yeah.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is the plan.
That is the plan.
Yep, that is the plan. So this will act as a database where anything related to zoning will be in the database, and historical records will be tied to the database. Right now, and Dee got back in the room so she can interject if I'm saying this incorrectly, but right now, of course, all these years, it's been a very paper-driven process. So, and like, for example, zoning petitions, as you can see from what we just saw this morning, they're all sequentially ordered. But they don't necessarily, that code number, that key, they're filed in sequential order in the file cabinet based on that petition number. But it doesn't tie directly to a property or a property address. So if somebody comes in and says, I want to see all the permits and all the activity on 112 East 2nd Street, everything from petitions to violations to building permits, right now they're all scattered all over the place. This system would bring all of those things together under the umbrella of the address or parcel number, so you could literally see all the records, historical, and then of course going forward. So I personally am super excited about it.
Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, Wendy. Oh, me three. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
So renewable energy, Alice is not here to walk through the report for renewable energy. Other business. Wendy, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I don't know if Dee, you have anything. We've kind of gone through all your action items. If Dee does not have anything, I would like to run you all through a test of the voting system just for practice. Dee, do you have anything? I'm sorry.
Do you have anything to report?
No,
Okay, thank you.
I didn't want to cut you out of there, but if you had something to report, all right. So if I can draw your attention to the monitor up here that has onboard on it. I want you, if your monitor looks like mine right now, I want you to go up here. You see where in the dark purple, where the hamburger patties are? Make sure and click on that so that you can read what's here. Actually, never mind. I did this wrong last time too. So you see the test voting system. Do you all see that on your computer?
Yes.
Can you get to the line that says view approval?
Yes.
Can you click on it? Dave's helping Marvin.
We're in the
How do you know if
The-
it's yes or no?
board meeting last time. What's the next? He's in the wrong meeting.
Oh, okay.
Is he in? Are you in?
Close the book.
All right.
There we go.
County properties, right here. All right, open book,
Now we get in there.
new business, okay. All right, he's on it.
You done?
All right, so if you click on that live link, view approval, it should take you into the voting module. And for those of you who are actual members of this committee, you will have permission to actually place a vote. This is a nonsensical vote, obviously. It's just, there's not even a formal motion. It's just, if you want to, and I know yours probably looks a little different than mine. Mine's under the administration. I'm just going to record your votes. So do you come up with a yes, no, or abstain? Are you getting that?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yep. I
Yep,
voted.
so
I voted.
select, yes, no, or abstain?
Whoa. Now what we voting for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just.
We're just pretend voting, Marvin.
Pretend.
I vote yes and if I know what.
The
vote is
you can
if-
things at once, so you gotta hit.
If
the
Marvin's
dismiss,
looking forward to retiring,
dismiss, and hit the yes again.
So I want to note for you in the room, you can immediately see what the tabulation of votes are.
Stand dismiss.
And I can scroll down.
We'll let Marvin vote yes.
All right. It won't let Marvin vote yes?
No, it wouldn't let me vote yes.
Goes in there. If he voted no, it worked.
Apparently I have you set up with permission only to vote no. I'm kidding. I don't know what's up with
That's
that.
not good at all.
But this is why we're running this test, guys, because we are just practicing here to see what little.
Get my front yard TP'd again.
All right, does everybody see what the screen looks like? This is something ultimately that will go out on Zoom or YouTube. So you'll immediately, sorry, Charlie, I know you can't see it. It's going to show you the approval results. And if I go down below here, I can scroll down and you'll be able to see. By the way, Charlie, you're listed here not as a voter, but you just are listed as part of this committee meeting, so you get notifications of it. But you'll be able to see how each member voted going down through here.
You can see it there, can we see it here?
You see it? Do you?
Huh?
Yeah. Once you vote, you should be able to see it.
Okay. I see, just keep going down.
Just keep
Yep.
going down.
So this gives us a little flavor of how this is going to work. I've got some things I don't like about it that I want to tweak, but I just wanted to start practicing and you guys are helping us. Now, what this will do, of course, is this will ultimately feed into the minutes of the document. So we want to see how that's going to play out as well. So that's just test one. We're going to test it again next month with all committees. Right now, you guys were our guinea pig. All right.
So Tom voted yes, everybody else voted no, but Marvin couldn't vote yes. It said,
Yeah, it could be a setting thing on his,
it would, said it 3 times, and he said, it kept saying error.
Yep, sure did.
all right. Marvin, you always got to be difficult. We'll figure it out.
They didn't want
All
me to
right.
vote yes.
Okay.
That
so-
can't happen in voting.
So, new business. We just tested the voting thing, we'll be doing that again next month. At our committee meetings. There was no request for executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Jack, do I have a second? Dave?
Yeah,
Dave Valley?
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. I can get home.